Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is a disappointing high-end product video. So usually on here I'm always talking about products that I'm obsessed with or products that are awesome, and these are products that just didn't do it for me. A lot of products that I heard a ton of hype about, products that I just had to buy because everybody was using them, and you know, they just meh, you know? I'm not saying these products that I'm talking about aren't good products, they just personally didn't work for me. So what doesn't work for me might work for you or thousands of other people, because I feel like a lot of these products people love. I just don't think they're worth the money. When you're buying a high-end product, you want it to be everything. Like, you want it to be everything you're paying for. You want it to meet your expectations. So these didn't meet my expectations, and I wish I didn't spend the money on them. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the video. If you want to learn about what products disappointed me in the high-end range, then please keep watching. Alright, I feel like a lot of you guys are going to murder me out there for saying this, but I don't love the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I just don't love it. I don't know why. It is, I really like the brush. It's a very nice pointed, it's actually a bunch of little bristles and they come into a nice point. So I really love the applicator. It took me a second to get used to it at first because it's different than a felt tip. It's a little bit more unforgiving. So I like the applicator. But when it comes to the formula, I wish that the formula was a little bit more matte. It has a little bit of a shine to it, and I just personally prefer like a completely matte, velvety looking liner. This one is pretty black, but it's not the blackest liner I've ever used. And granted, this isn't a super expensive liner, but it is definitely not a cheap liner. So I expected it to be super opaque, and I wanted it to be a little bit more matte, but I could see my eyeshadow through the formula with just like one swipe. Now when I use my Maybelline Master Precise eyeliner pen, let me see if I have that here to show you guys. Here we go. So when I use my Maybelline Master Precise eyeliner pen, it's like one swipe and you're done. Super opaque, and it's a matte black. So I really like the Maybelline one better than the Kat Von D liner pen. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it just didn't move me. I'm gonna keep using it. I don't hate it, but it's just not my favorite formula. So my next product, you guys might like find me and like hunt me down and yell at me for, but I don't love the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I just don't love it. I don't hate it. It's an awesome foundation. It's really pretty, but it's no different from any other foundation that I've tried. It's not like, oh my gosh, I can't use any other foundation besides this one. Like, I couldn't really tell the difference from my L'Oreal True Match foundation or from my Makeup Forever foundation. It's just a regular foundation just for a super expensive price. So when purchasing this expensive foundation and using it for the first time, I expected to see no blemishes whatsoever and have it look like my own skin. Like, I wanted it to be very natural and full coverage, but what I got was you could still see the imperfections underneath. It's not a super full coverage foundation. It is very velvety and it looks pretty natural, but nothing so special that it's worth the price, in my opinion. So if you're thinking of getting this foundation just because everybody's using it, you can get away with using L'Oreal True Match, to be quite honest. Like, there is a little bit of a difference. Like, this one is a little bit more natural looking, and it's, yeah, it's not as full coverage, but it's just not worth the price to me. Like, get real, come on. So this next one I got solely because all of my YouTubers told me to get the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealers, and I just didn't like them. I am gonna keep using them because they do their job, but they're like a more expensive concealer. They're not cheap. For me, you do get a pretty full coverage from them, but they kind of catch onto my dry skin, which I really don't have dry under eyes. Like, I've never had any other concealer do this, but it doesn't look silky smooth and flawless on me. Like, I can see the foundation, I can see the imperfections in my skin when I use these. I got the shade Fair and the shade Light. So Fair is the lightest one that they have, and it's freaking like almost white. So if you have really pale skin, it's a great concealer. There's not a lot of brands that make a super pale concealer. Us pale girls know it's hard to find a good under eye concealer. So this is a nice shade, but it doesn't necessarily look as smooth as I'd like it to. It does cover, but it's not a super full coverage formula, so it's not necessarily my favorite. I will use them because they're not cheap. But yeah, it didn't do it for me. It didn't, for paying a price like this, you would expect to get a super flawless, smooth under eye, and I could just see too many imperfections underneath my eyes to ever want to buy these again. Next up I have a Nars product. This is the Nars Orgasm Illuminator. A lot of people talk about this all the time, and I just don't see what's so special about it. You can use it for like an illuminator on your cheeks and your nose. First of all, I think it's just a little too dark for my skin tone, so I think that's one of the reasons why I don't love it. I do like to use it as a body bronzer, so I'll like put all of my body, but honestly, if I'm paying that much for a body bronzer, I might as well get the Hard Candy Luminizer. They have like a big, it comes in a big package. I think it's like $7, and you can rub it all over your body and just have yourself glow. This is pretty much the same thing, but for this little thing, it's not cheap, so I am not going to be repurchasing this one again. It's pretty, but you can get the same thing for cheaper, in my opinion. Alright, next up we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Palette. I don't know, you guys. It's not a bad palette in the slightest, like it does its job, but for all the hype that I heard about it and for all the amazing things I heard about it, it's no different from any other palette that I've used, honestly. Like, I have some really affordable like bronzers that do the exact same thing as these more expensive ones. I actually, if you're going to do a high-end contour palette, I really like the Kat Von D contour palette. That's my go-to because they have more of a range of shades. I feel like the contour shades, they're all very similar. Like, you might as well just buy one of them. Like, there's not a huge change in them. What I like about the Kat Von D contour palette is that there's like a super dark one, there's a super ashy one, and there's just a nice medium one. Like, they have a very clear difference between them. This one, yeah, they're very similar. I don't use any of these highlight shades because they're very yellowy, and I don't have super, you know, yellow tone skin. And this is more of a shimmery powder up here, and it's not, I don't know if it's supposed to be a highlighter, but it has like glitter in it. I've never used that. I feel like I could have just bought one of these bronzers and saved some money. But yeah, I want to say it's anything special. If you're going to do a high-end palette for contouring, I'd go with the Kat Von D one. Once again, this works. It's not bad whatsoever, but it's not worth the hype, in my opinion. I don't know. So next up I have a Sigma product. Now, Sigma's not like super high-end, but they're not super cheap either. This is the Beacon of Light Shimmer Cream. And when I ordered it, I figured it was going to be like a really nice white glowing formula, like something that would be super like iridescent and just gorgeous. But I cannot get this to show me any pigmentation of the slightest. It doesn't have any shimmer in it. It doesn't have like a wet, dewy look to it. Like, you put it on your skin and it literally disappears. It's like you're putting just clear like balm on your face, and then it just absorbs and looks like nothing. So this, I couldn't get this to work for me whatsoever. Like, it has no pigmentation or anything. So if you're looking at it thinking it's a really cool shimmery highlight, like it's nothing. Like, it's literally just like a clear balm that absorbs into your skin. I don't know. So that is all the products. None of them are Alpha products except for the Sigma one. Like, I don't know what's up with this. So for me, just personally didn't work, but if you still want to try it out, by all means buy it, because they're not bad products. It's just not like what I expected. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please subscribe to it. Also, if you like these types of videos, let me know and I will make more of them for you guys. So go ahead and thumbs up or leave me a comment letting me know, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.